Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with a complete walkthrough for Amaurot, the level 80 main story quest dungeon of Final Fantasy Online's expansion of Shadowbringers. This dungeon requires an item level of 410 to enter, drops 400 in level 30 gear, and an equestrian roll, plus you get 20 tomes of Goetta. Now, as you first start off with this, you'll have to deal with your typical trash mobs. Just pay close attention to all the AoEs that are firing around you while you're burning these guys down. As long as you just pay close attention. And remember, these guys, there's quite a lot of them. Almost like a sort of like a mob rush that you have to fight before your first boss. But you'll be able to burn them down and get your first boss in no time at all. The first boss to this dungeon is the First Beast, a worm with a lot of faces. This guy has several mechanics that you have to pay close attention to, but you should be okay. First of all is a move known as Venomous Breath. It is a conal AoE blast at the tank. Nothing really that major there. The next move is Meteor Rain, where basically all the DPSs and the healer will get a proximity marker above their head that will end up dropping boulders. What you'll want to do is spread them out so when they land, you'll have these boulders that you can hide behind at a later date. And after you place them, you'll have to run away from them because as you can see there, they will actually have a blast attack right after it. Now, the next main move is known as the Falling Sky, where two players will get large AoEs placed on them, and the best thing to do is just move away from the other players. Now, as you run, it will be multiple AoE circles that'll land in a row, so you'll want to run away from the other players and preferably run away from the boulders. That way you're not blocking any sort of path to get to them, because later in the battle, he will combine this with the move Final Sky. Now, Final Sky, the boss will move to the west side of the arena and starts casting up his super mega death attack, and this is the point where you want to stand behind the boulders to survive. After he does this, the boulders will be disintegrated and you'll continue through the fight. Now, keep in mind, while you're doing this, like I said, as the battle progresses, he'll start combining the Final Sky with the Falling Sky, and you'll also have to deal with these giant buildings that are falling throughout the battle that cover up most of the arena with giant AoEs. When you see these buildings falling, it gives you a small slither of the arena that you can stand in safely without dying from it, being crushed. Now, the only other move you really have to deal with is a couple more. One is the Burning Sky, where all four players will get AoE circles placed over them. Just spread out, that's not a big deal. And the last one is Earthquake. It's a close circle AoE around the boss. When you see Earthquake, just get away from the boss and you'll be fine. And these are all the main mechanics of the First Beast. Venomous Breath, a cone AoE attack at the tank. Meteor Rain, where the DPSs and healers get proximity markers that will drop boulder meteors that you'll have to hide behind at a later date. The Falling Sky, where two players will have to lead these AoE circle chains away from the other players and the boulders. The Final Sky, where you hide behind the boulders to survive its mega death attack while avoiding buildings that are falling throughout the battle. The Burning Sky, where all four players get AoE circles that you want to spread out to avoid overlapping. And Earthquake, which is a close located AoE circle around the boss. Pay close attention to these mechanics. There's a lot going on during this battle, and you'll be on through your next trash pack of mobs. Your second pack of trash mobs before the second boss battle really isn't too difficult. There's a lot of them you have to fight. They have a lot of AoEs, and the whole time you also have to deal with the AoEs that are randomly being placed around the arena because it's the end of the world. Just pay close attention. You'll be able to burn these guys down, no problem, and be on to your second boss. Alright, the second boss battle is against Terminus Bellwether, a bloated bird. This guy literally only has two mechanics you have to pay attention to. Not really that difficult of a boss. First of all will be a move known as Shrill Shriek, which is a room-wide AoE. All you have to do is just heal through it and you'll be fine. Now, after a certain point, he'll jump to the outside of the arena, and this is what I call the ad phase. He'll have all these little trash mob guys that show up, and what you'll want to do is if any of them have a tether attached, burn them down and kill the ones that are tethered. Kill them quickly, and watch out for line AoEs, and this will go on for quite a while. There's a lot of enemies you'll have to burn down in this phase before the boss will jump back in to actually where you fight him. Now, as the boss comes back and you're beating him down, after a certain point, he'll start casting a move known as Burst, where the boss will start to grow and expand, and he's going to explode. And what you want to do is burn him down and kill him before he finishes this move, or it will be a wipe. It's really not that difficult with these simple moves. All you have to deal with is Shrill Shriek, which is a room-wide AoE, the add phase where all the monsters appear, where you'll want to burn down the ones that are tethered first, and then Burst, where he's starting to get ready to pop. Just burn him down and defeat him before he can finish casting this slow cast move, and you'll beat Terminus Bellwether and be on to your third and final set of trash mobs in this dungeon. Now, along with the massive amount of enemies you'll have to fight that are going to be shooting out all kinds of different AoEs, from line AoEs to just straightforward AoEs to normal attacks, you also have to deal with the boss poking his head in from time to time, blasting across the arena as well. So you have to deal with a lot of different enemies here, and if there's any that you see tethered, burn down the tethered first. That way you'll be able to defeat the last pack of trash before you get to your final boss of this dungeon. Alright, it's time for the final boss battle of this epic kick-ass dungeon. You'll be faced off against Therian, the big bird face slot machine looking monster. Pretty cool looking monster. Now, this guy does have some interesting mechanics. Nothing that's too earth-shatteringly difficult after you figure them out. Now, when you first start off with the battle, you'll have to deal with a move that is known as Shadowbringers. It is a room-wide AoE. There's nothing you can do about it. Just try to heal through it and you should be fine. Now, the next main move mechanic he'll do throughout this battle, and he'll progressively pick it up and start doing it faster and combining it with other ones, is Apocalypsis, where basically you'll want to notice that there's these little jutting areas that stick out on the edge of the arena. And what you want to do is find one that is not flashing and stand on it to avoid his giant frontal blast AoE. Now keep in mind, if those little square areas are glowing, that means they're about to disintegrate and you will fall off of the arena. Be careful doing this because, like I said, you can fall off. Now don't worry, you can be rezzed back up on the arena and continue the battle, but it actually makes it a rather inconvenience for you and everybody else as well. Now, the next main move he'll do is basically something known as Therian Charge, where he will jump forward, which will make an AoE blast that'll hurt you. And as he does this, every single part of the arena behind him is currently on fire and you can no longer use. He'll do this throughout the battle and give you less and less room to fight him on, which can actually make it quite difficult when fighting this guy, because near the end, you have hardly any room to battle him, and like I said, you can fall off of this arena, which is a pain in the ass. Now, his next main mechanic is known as Deathly Ray, where you will see these masks that will appear on the sides of the arena, and they will fire a straight column blast across the arena. You'll have to pay close attention to finding an area you can stand in to avoid getting hit by these. I have found that you can kind of get hit and then move your character, and it doesn't like one-shot you. It'll hurt you bad if you stay there. So you can actually, move out of the way, which is fortunately pretty easy to do. Now, as the battle progresses, he'll start mixing this up with Apocalypsis, the Therian Charge, and Deathly Ray. And at a later point, he'll start adding these AoE circles as well along the arena floor. So not only are you going to have to deal with his Apocalypsis move, the Therian Charge, and Deathly Ray, but also trying to find a safe spot to stand in while he also sets these damn AoE circles off around you. It actually can be quite intense. So just keep in mind, Shadowbringers is a room-wide AoE. Just heal through it and you should be fine. Apocalypsis is the move where you need to find an area hanging off the edge of the arena you can safely stand on that's not glowing to avoid his giant frontal AoE blast. Therian Charge, where he will jump forward causing damage and giving you less and less room of the arena to be able to fight him. And Deathly Ray, where these masks will appear and shoot blast across the arena, giving you very little space to stand safely without taking damage. Just pay close attention to these moves, and you'll be able to burn down and beat Therian and see the kick-ass ending that this new expansion gives you. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching these videos. Hit the bell icon to stay updated whenever I release any new videos. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. If you don't like the video, don't hit the thumbs down. Just tell me why so I can work to make my videos better in the future. And remember, I always end my videos by saying, Have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out.